Good afternoon. I said good afternoon. Am I audible? Okay, so tell me, are you having any specific issues, any specific problem? So before you start asking me questions, I hope you have understood that I have uploaded it on two places. The first half under Core Java Google Drive, which has the threads and daemon threads and all of that, and the lab instructions and all that. And the second half under Advanced Java Google Drive. Have you downloaded it from both the places? Okay, fine. Everyone is aware of that, right? Okay, great. So I don't think your revision would have been over. Is your revision over? I have given all these instructions, so let me just refer to it. So suppose we talk about your core Java revision, which was supposed to be done in the threads. I just need to know where you are, then I'll not disturb you. So you had to complete the earlier pending work if there was anything else. And then you had to revise using this 22.1 project. The revise mainly the inter-thread communication, the various flowcharts we discussed, the deadlocks we discussed, and wait notification followed by daemon threads. And then you have to start with a JDBC revision. So tell me, have you completed revision or are you doing it still? So accordingly, I will talk to you. You're doing it. Okay, fine. So continue with your revision. Wherever you require my help, wherever anyone is having any issues, conceptually or hands-on wise, tell me. I'll be more than glad to help you. SQL password. Madan, password you should know yourself. How will I know your password? Yeah, so you'll have to there are commands to find it out. Okay, why don't you create a new account? Take local lab faculty's help, somebody from database admin side, and they will help you better. Okay, Madan? Yeah. There is a way, actually, I'll check. I had a script somewhere. If I find it, I'll share it with you, okay? Yeah, see, Madhuri has already shared with you how to reset MySQL root password. So take a link, take a look at it and try it out. Thanks, Madhuri.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
After doing wait and notify, still consumer reading the data twice or on the first case, then it is normal. No, Kanal, it should not happen. Yeah, I understood. Of course, in ITC, where else? Wait notify means in ITC. Let me just check. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm just cleaning up my two directories. I had Java E and J2E. So I'll just straighten it up and come to you. So yeah. So then I'm looking at what you are saying now. I straightened up my Java E workspace. That is what I was doing earlier. Wait a second. I'll check whether what you're saying is correct or not. No, yeah, I'll first look at the problem whether it is working in my workspace, because instead of solving your problem, I mean, if it is also happening in my workspace, it is very easy for me to solve without asking you to share the screen. So let me just check. So you're saying you are having a problem with the first case now. Right, are entered red data. No, it is not happening here. This one, Kanal, are you ready to look at here? See, I don't know. I'll check. At least I was just confirming whether there is a problem in my case also. So road data and red data exactly once, and then road data. That is what is happening. So in your case, it is happening twice, is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Kanal,
Yes, ma'am.
check the output here. Write data once, red data only once. I mean the first sample, then red data second times and all that. Okay, so you want to share screen or you want to try on your own? What is it you want? Tell me. Do you want to share screen and show me the problem, Kanad?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, so do you want to share screen and so that I can look at the problem is what I'm asking you. Oh, my speaker is off? Oh,
Hello? Hello,
who
ma'am.
is speaking? I'm not able to hear.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh, how do I? Yeah, I got it, guys. But how come my speaker is off? Yeah, I got it, guys. I'm trying to check. I have, this is for Mike. Wait a second now. Okay, so since this thing, currently I'm not able to hear you. Why don't you tell me, Kanath? Write it into the chat. I'll have to look into it because I've made the volume full. There's nothing like. Anyway, I'll worry about that. You tell me, like, you want to share screen. So I'll stop my sharing. Okay, I'm stopping the sharing. No. Show me the output. This one, Kanath, you can hear me, right? So show me the output first line. Double click on console. Maximize. So zoom. Go to the first sample. Wait a second. Let me look at it. ID equal to 1. Write data. And read data is happening once this. Okay. Just let me just print a minute. Write data, write exited. This is fine. Started thread. R entered. Read data. ID equal to 1. This. R exited. R entered. Read data. Seems to be some bug in your code. Okay. This one. Kanath, open your utils too. Double click on that. No, just double click on that. It will maximize. Wait a second. Now let me read. While data ready, this thing is wait, then e is equal to reference this data ready is equal to true, notify. Perfect. R enter SOP. Yeah, see this line number 24 is wrong. It should be after that. Line number, how can line number 24 be up before wait? After wait, Nikalu. You can whole comment also. You're going to consume the data after the wait. That's why the problem is. You're doing it without checking. You understood the problem, Kanad? You've done it in the wrong manner. After wait,
Yes,
wait
yes,
के बाद
madam.
डालो. After line number 25, control V. And take that comment also out. Consume data also should come after wait. Yeah, that was the killer. Right, add it. Then let's see, exited data ready is equal to false and notify null. Yeah, save it and run it. It's working fine. Read data once. And yeah, it's working. That was your problem. You got it? You can stop sharing. You're most welcome. Now I have to fix my problem of mic. I was able to hear you guys earlier. Where do I search? Anyone any idea? Where do I check?
Sound mix.
The settings, it must be somewhere, right? Anyone has any idea? Just volume. Sound mixer, I should check. Okay. Sound mixer options. It is full. Okay, let me check the other options also. Speakers. Choose your input device is Yeti. This is the latest thing now I have added. Otherwise, I'll remove it and I'll check. But it was working fine on the other day, I guess. Where else you said sound mixer? This all full. I don't see any.
Hello, ma'am.
Last option.
Hello, ma'am.
Right click on sounds, playback, and check there. Right click on sounds. Sound settings pane. Is this because of my new speaker? Where the last option is? This one, right click on sound, you're saying here. In the bottom right corner. Yeah, that I did. That I did already. Yahan pe, okay, sounds. Same thing it comes to, no? Oh, it is coming to something else. So here, what should I do here? Playback, you're saying? Speakers, is this? Are you seeing any problem anywhere? Yeah, I chose the playback. I'm choosing this new stereo microphone. Let's see properties. Speakers. Don't see anything. You see any problem here? Right click, set default. Playback pane. I'm not understanding. On that new selected speaker, okay. This is new selected speaker. Right click. What did you say? Right after right click, kya karu? Disable and set default again. Is that will that come? Let's see. Okay, tell me, is it, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, so is there a problem with my newly attached speaker?
Ma'am, try it once again then. Try
Yeah.
setting it
Yes,
default
ma'am.
once again.
Yeah. Thanks for spending time on this with me.
मॅडमचा आवाज येत होता आपला त्यांना
Is
जात
it
नव्हता.
audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's gone. Now it is not audible, right? I'm speaking. Is it audible now? Doesn't look
No.
to be.
Yes,
हाँ,
ma'am.
yes
You
ma'am.
are audible.
Yes
I'm
ma'am. Yes
audible?
ma'am.
Oh, okay.
You are
Thanks.
audible.
Thank you so much for helping. So do let me know once I this thing. Oh, sorry, I was audible. Hello.
Ma'am, are we audible
You
to
tell
you?
me. None of you are audible. Yeah, no. Sorry.
अरे,
I'm not
आधी
audible.
सांगतोय
So
मी
I lost it
आपल्याला
completely.
येतो त्यांचा
You're
आवाज.
not audible. Oh my God, we are back to the same problem. Why this
No,
is
no
causing a
बोलेल.
problem? You are not audible. So some problem with my speaker looks like.
Yes.
It's a test. I don't know what it does in test. No clue. Yeah, I have a problem in the speaker exactly, Abhinav, but if I select this and set default, now speak one of you.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
हा मॅम येतोय आता तुमचा आवाज. आमचा येतोय का तुम्हाला?
Hello, ma'am.
You are still not audible. Is anyone speaking?
हा सगळे बोलतात.
Earlier you were audible. No, I'm not. You are still not audible. You were audible a minute ago. I don't know where I reached there. Is any expert? Yeah, I know. You must be all trying to help me. So nice of you to do that. Anyone can take control? I don't, okay, anyway, I don't want to waste time. Maybe this thing. Anyone has a solution quickly? Okay, I'll open Zoom meeting. Yes. What do I do? Check audio settings. कहाँ पे? This is this specific one? Pause recording, stop the data recording, hide, share sound and all. इसमें? Troubleshoot. No ways. If you know things, then otherwise, I don't want to waste your time, lap time. Audio settings? Yes, Srinivas, you can call. How will you call? You want to call on my phone, cell phone? Is that what you are saying, Srinivas? Okay, you can call me. Guys, please continue. I don't want you to waste time on my behalf. Please continue. I will mute my Yeti. And then naturally, I have a mic of Yeti, but I don't have a speaker. So we just changed that. Thank you so much for your patience. Continue with your work. If you get stuck into anything, do let me know anytime. You are supposed to tell me, guys, once your revision both core Java and the JDBC part is done. And then I'm going to discuss some fresh work, fresh assignments in JDBC, not in threads. Oh yeah, thank you, Ragini. Yeah, I had completely forgotten in this mess of speaker and a mic. Yeah. So do you want me to discuss that, Ragini, now? I can tell you about it. Yes, let me. Thanks seriously for reminding. So here, yes, those who want, because it's just a additional understanding part. So anyone who is listening can try this with me or can try that. So in the daemon threads, okay, let me tell you what my point was. I just wanted to confirm with all of you that sending an interrupt signal, will it be useful in unblocking the thread which is blocked on IO, or will it be useless? I'll repeat it because you may not have heard it. Yes, useless is a very right answer, Abhijit. If your thread is blocked on input and if you send the interrupt signal, it is going to be rendered useless. So that part I just wanted to confirm. So if you want, you can do this with me. It will take you a minute, not more than a minute. So open the daemon threads, open the tester and don't make it as daemon. We don't want to. This is totally different than testing with daemon. So just 10 seconds or something. So you can say what was that? T1 dot join.
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
it was lag.
There was a lag.
Oh, there was a lag. Okay. So today all problems looks like together. So I don't know. First thing, I'll repeat the instructions. Open tester and comment this line number 14. Heard me now? Okay, so comment this. So I said, what is the nature of all the threads now? All user threads except garbage collector. Garbage collector anyway we are not working on currently. Done this much? Okay, now the next one. The next one is, I just want to see this. You have started. You means main thread has started all the threads. And now let us wait for something like how much it is going to take. Wait a second. The sleep is 5. So 5 seconds. Okay, so let's wait for 6 seconds. So who is going to wait for whom and for maximum what time? Which thread is going to wait for which thread's execution over? Main is waiting. You can write this thing. Main waiting for this one, T1. Max for 6 seconds. Why? How I counted 6? Little bit of math. 500 milliseconds sleep 10 iterations, so 5 seconds. So I just gave a benefit of doubt as in, timeout. So little more, so 6 seconds. So anyone wants to tell me, is your main thread really going to wait 6 seconds or is it going to continue to the next line before 6 seconds? Okay, let me put it differently. Is T1 going to get over in the period before 6 seconds? Not understanding? It's a simple math. Here, let me ask you. Is T1 going to get blocked on input? Is the thread T1 going to get blocked on input? It's a yes or no question. Is there a lag? No. Okay, fine. So now I am asking you, T1 is going to run simply this delay loop 10 times. So 500 into 10, 5000. So 5 seconds max your T1 will take. So I was asking you, after when the T1 is going to get over in 5 seconds, will your main wait for 6 seconds or after 5 seconds will it come out? Simple question. We have done this on the first day. Join and all. It will come out. It will just unblock after 5 seconds. Okay. And now, so here, let me say this. Here, when I say 100%, or okay, let's remove the confusion. You're getting confused, looks like. Forget the timeout. Main waiting for timeout T1 indefinitely. I'm just showing you different things, but doesn't matter. Now at least people should not be confused. I removed the timeout factor. Forget. So main waiting for T1 indefinitely. And the moment the control comes to next line, everyone can understand T1 is over. Are you now clear? So answer my simple question. Are you going to see this message T1 over? Too many moving parts are removed. Okay, you are going to say. Now, if I ask you to do this with me, T2 dot is alive and T3 dot is alive. Sorry. Guess the output. It's going to be true or false, right? So anyone wants to tell me T1 is over. So here okay, let me hear your answers. T2 dot is alive. You have to give me 2 answers: true, false, false, true, true, etc. Okay, so here 100% T2 will be alive, definitely. T3, there is a slight doubt because T1 and T3, all the threads are running parallelly. So T2 will be 100% alive. What will be the state of T2? Anyone wants to tell me? T2 state will be, blocked on input. Okay, I'm not giving any, you're not going to press enter anytime. So no input. So of course it is not there. It is blocked on input. And T3 mostly will be over. But there could be some time delay. So true or false, I don't really care. It is going to get over sooner or later. With me so far? Understood the point so far? Okay. Now let us send the interrupt. So here main sending interrupt to which one? To T2. Okay. Because T1 is over, most likely T3 also will be over. And even if it is like true, it will get over on its own because it's just a delay loop. So let us say T2 dot interrupt. All these things we did on the first day itself of the threads. So main is sending the interrupt signal to T2. And then I'm saying T2 dot join. And here I'm saying SOP T2 over. Simple SOPs I'm adding. I can send you this code just after the discussion is over. Again, giving you more insight about the threads and then main over. So if you want, I can send you all this. I hope you are working on this core Java workspace. Now you have 2 workspaces. One is advanced Java, one is core Java. So I hope you are shifted to core Java workspace. Let me send you this in case you want it. what was that? Core Java 20.1. Because I made a lot of changes there. My job to send you things. Okay, in case you want. So now, please don't run it because I have a question to ask you. So once we start running, here, you are going to see 100% T1 over. There's no doubt about it. And if you don't press enter, means what? Supply data. Whenever you type anything and press enter, you are giving the data. So if I don't give any input, are you going to see T2 over? If you don't give any input to the thread T2, which is blocked on input, all I'm asking you is, can interrupt signal unblock the thread here? Can. All these are favorite questions, so I'm just spending your time in that. Can interrupt signal unblock a thread which is blocked on input? It's a Boolean question. What's the answer? I want multiple answers, not just one. Of course, no, but capital no, absolutely not. So which is the only unblocking trigger for a thread which is blocked on input? Which is the only thing which can make it go ahead? Either you make it as a daemon thread. So that I showed you already. Yes, Prashant. So data being available. So the correct trigger, the only unblocking trigger is data available. Okay. So let's confirm this much. Don't press enter unless until I tell you so. So guys, just confirm here. Your T2 is going to be blocked on input right here. And we'll see whatever we have said so far is correct or not. Okay. Similarly, if I get time, I'll show you an interesting demo of a keyword called as volatile, because that is also a famous question. Not today, some other time. Okay. So please let this finish. Initial iterations, let it finish. So now check, observe. I hope your code is also started running. So which threads are over? Thread 3 and thread 1 are over because they were not blocked on anything. Have we said the interrupt? Has main sent the interrupt signal to T2? Looks like, because that is what we had done in the next line. But is T2 over? Is that thread T2? Is it getting an interrupted exception anywhere? So that is what I was asking you. Will interrupt signal be rendered useful or rendered useless? Totally useless. And because one of the non-daemon threads, user threads are blocked or not, over, your application is also not terminated. Understood me so far? All the statements, all the observations are clear? Okay. So now don't do this. I'm just asking you verbally. Now if I press, don't do that, because otherwise, you stop your thinking. So if you press enter exactly once, okay, if you press, don't go by the memory, go by understanding, as I always say. If I press enter exactly once, tell me, will the application terminate or will I have to press enter 5 times for the application to terminate? I'll repeat my question again. Do I have to press enter exactly once and the application, or 5 times? You remember why I said 5 times? Because 5 means what? When I press enter, 2 bytes are sent in. Carriage return CR and LF. So 1 time or 5 times? Answer is 1 time. Observe. That is what makes threads so interesting. Okay. So do here. Okay. Let me, you do it or you understand it first, whatever I mean. So see, I'm going to press enter. So the thread will come out of this block state because it gets the data. And now here, where is that? So it will show you that execution counter and all. And the next line is thread.sleep. Now tell me. That's this thing. What was it? The interrupt signal which we had sent, it is kept pending. So now, can a sleeping thread be interrupted on the interrupted? Can it be interrupted? Can it be unblocked on the interrupt? Yes. Are you understanding? People can ask you so many questions with 2-liner code. So now it will get that earlier sent pending interrupted exception. And the moment you get an interrupted exception, you all know try block gets aborted, control comes here. So you'll see nicely error in thread 2 and all that. And after that, there's no code. So T2 will get over. Now, who was waiting for T2 to get over? Main was waiting for T2 to get over. So the moment T2 is over, main is also, the join unblocks and main over. All user threads are over, application will terminate. So this was the explanation. Now just try, just press enter just once and check whether it is working at all. 100% that will be sufficient. So here it went for the first execution. You know the whole flow now. The moment it entered the sleep, before the poor guy could enter the sleep, its sleep got interrupted because it got that pending interrupted exception. Thread 2 was over. T2 dot join got unblocked and main over. So your 1 and 3 were already over. T2 or main over, application terminates. Understood the statements I made? Understood the observation, guys? This is what Ragini I wanted to cover. Thanks for reminding. I had totally forgotten. Okay, so this is how you can play with the code. You can add your questions and all that and try out things. So this was one. Continue with your revision. Do let me know when you have looked at some JDBC code, because I want to give you some 1 or 2 assignments at least, 1 or 2 problems at least in JDBC. So I'm waiting for you to complete. Let me know. In the meantime, if you don't understand anything of whatever we have said today or yesterday or any day, feel free to ask questions, please. In case of concurrent modification exception, we can't use synchronous block. No. Okay, let me say this, Kanal, properly. So, see, when you are asking a choice between exception versus the performance, you will have to compromise the performance. If so, you will have to make the condition such that while you have, from the point you have attached the iterator till the point data reading is not over, you will have to use the synchronized block. So I agree with you. Your performance will be compromised 100%, but at least you will not get that inconsistent data or that exception. So it is a price you have to pay to get the to remove the racing condition. Okay, yeah, continue.
हॅलो मॅम.
Yeah, tell me.
मॅम मला एक कळलं नाहीये.
हा, बोल ना.
सिक्वेन्स मध्ये येते तर मी शेअर
Just
करू का
एकच
स्क्रीन?
minute,
मी
I'll just-
काढून ठेवलंय
हो,
ते
कर ना.
screen.
Of course. I'll stop sharing. Please.
मॅम ही कंडिशन नाही समजली.
एक minute. I'll just read current. T2 gets over. Yeah, I understood what you're saying. T1 is waiting for T2 maximum for 1 second. So T2 gets over in 500. Okay, yeah, I understood. So here, imagine this one. Who is it? Kunal. Draw two parallel threads, T1 and a T2. So what is it we have? That was a question. What is it we have written in the T1 current method? Some business logic, and then T2 dot join 1000 means what? Who is going to wait for whom? For maximum, which maximum time?
1000 साठी T1 वेट करेल
हा,
T2
बरोबर.
च्या
म्हणजे T1
संपायला.
at the most is going to wait for T2 for one second. Okay. But now I'm saying I'm giving one condition. Suppose you in the T2's run method, T2's run method got over, T2 gets over means T2 finishes the execution in 500 millisecond, means T2 becomes dead after 500 millisecond. तर त्या केस मध्ये is T1 going to wait for complete timeout or will it be will T1 get unblocked immediately?
T1 अनब्लॉक होईल इमिजिएट.
T1 unblock will this like T1 will be unblocked. Unblocked म्हणजे block to ready and ready to running. या स्टेटला जाईल. And running means what? Is it going to go to the catch-all block or is it simply going to continue its execution? It is going to continue the execution. कळलं?
येस.
So that was one
मॅडम
of the cases.
त्याच्या
हा,
पुढे
पुढचं पण नाही कळलं का? ठीक आहे. So
हेच मला नाही कळलेलं ऍक्च्युली. ते समजलेलं.
sorry. मला वाटलं ते पहिलं नव्हतं कळलं. Sorry. So anyway, so now let us change the condition. So now imagine that T2 is running continuously. If T2 is running and T2 is not over, T1 will be blocked for T2 to finish execution. 1000 seconds साठी maximum तो wait करेल. आता I introduce the third thread, T3. And in T3's run method, who is sending interrupt signal to whom?
T3 करतोय.
T3 is sending the interrupt signal to T1 आणि कधी the timestamp is 700 milliseconds ने. Okay, T2 अजून
मला
running.
हेच नाही कळलं की म्हणजे इथे नक्की आपल्याला कोड मध्ये कसं म्हणजे काय करायचं? बिकॉज
कोड मध्ये तुला नाही
इंटरप्टला
बघता येणार. हे बघ तुला 700 मिलीसेकंडचा डिले टाकायला लागेल थ्रेड डॉट स्लीपनी. म्हणजे T3 च्या रन मेथड मध्ये थ्रेड डॉट स्लीप म्हण 700 आणि त्याच्यानंतर T1 डॉट इंटरप्ट कर. तर मग ह्या केस मध्ये काय होईल? T1 अनब्लॉक होईल का नाही होणार?
तो T3 तर स्लीपला गेलाय त्याच्यामुळे नाही होणार.
अरे नाही. T3 हा इंटरप्ट करतोय T1 ला. T3 कुठे स्लीपला गेलाय?
मॅम आपण 700 मिलीसेकंड साठी त्याला हे केलेलं.
अरे त्याच्यानंतर नाही
त्याच्यानंतर सॉरी
त्याच्यानंतर आपण इंटरप्ट सिग्नल देणार ना. कळतंय ना? पहिल्या रन मध्ये डिले स्लीप, त्याच्यानंतर तू लिहिणार आहेस T1 डॉट इंटरप्ट. ठीक आहे. मग आता हु इज सेंडिंग इंटरप्ट सिग्नल टू होम? T3 इज सेंडिंग इट टू T1. मग आता 700 मिलीसेकंडच झाली याची जॉईनची स्लीप. पण इंटरप्ट सिग्नल आलाय तर इज इट गोइंग टू वेट फॉर ऑल दिस 1 सेकंड और विल T1 गेट अनब्लॉक्ड?
T1 अनब्लॉक होईल.
तो रेडी पुलला जाईल, रेडी टू रनिंगला जाईल. पण आता यू हॅव वोकन हिम अप ऑन अ इंटरप्ट सिग्नल, म्हणून त्याला कुठला एक्सेप्शन येईल? कॅच दिस थिंग, इंटरप्टेड एक्सेप्शन. सो आय सेड इट विल गो टू कॅच ऑल ब्लॉक ऑन द इंटरप्टेड एक्सेप्शन. समजली ही कंडिशन? सेकंड कंडिशन.
येस.
आणि थर्ड कंडिशन इज T2 रनेबल आहे, म्हणजे रनिंग आहे अजून. इंटरप्ट म्हणजे तुझा T2 ओव्हर झाला नाही and no interrupts from any threads you have received for T1. But in that case, it will wait completely for 1 second and then only it will resume. अशा त्या 3 केसेस होते.
ओके.
समजलं?
येस.
Okay, continue.
थँक्यू मॅम.
Sure.
हॅलो
Yes, Shrinivash.
मॅम ते नॉन स्टॅटिक आणि स्टॅटिक सिंक्रोनायझेशन मध्ये कन्फ्युजन आहे.
आपण आता नाही करणार होते. आता तू रीड करून घे, तू सेटअप कर टेस्ट केस. आय टेल कसं टेस्ट करायचं. कारण what is happening is, I want to start you on that is anyway optional. It's not mentioned in the contents.
ओके
त्यामुळे
ओके
we will cover it, but I'm not promising. I'll give you the ready-made code samples for testing. But if you are interested, I'll tell you this. Just a second. I'll share my whole screen. So if you want, you can definitely try this out. Open your core Java workspace. And here, let's see, 21.1, just a second. Synchro utils, yeah. So Srinivas or anyone, whoever wants to test, but right now I'm not going to discuss this. I'm telling you very honestly, unfortunately, because I want to start you on advanced Java JDBC today mainly. But in your free time, you can try this. So if you open Synchro utils, I have already given you the basic work.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, so you can see there are two non-static synchronized, one this thing, non-static unsynchronized. So this part we had already tested. And additionally, I have given you two static synchronized methods, test 1, test 2, and one static unsynchronized method. Okay, so the write-up, this one, Srinivas, I have already supplied. I'll show you. Hold the observations part. Just a second. So synchronization, no. Somewhere readme, yeah. So in readme synchronization, I have already told you what to expect. You just have to set up the test cases.
Yes, ma'am.
One second. Here, this is the last part regarding static and non-static synchronized. Threads calling non-static. Non-static means instance synchronized method in the same class will only block each other if they are using the same instance, same shared resource. If you are operating on your account, I am operating on account, there's no collision. Okay, that is because they each lock. The lock is associated with the instance and they are called using two different instances. So no problem. So this you already know. But now threads calling static synchronized method in the same class will always block each other. So you can spend some time now. I mean, now I would not insist. Now I want you to try JDBC. But in your free time, in anyone's free time, how you are going to check this statement, I'll tell you. Just make a copy. We have written so many testers. So copy test 4 into test 5. So when you make that copy, what you should do, let the first thread call, I forgot the names. Okay, so let the first thread call synchroutils.test1, one static synchronized method. Let the, no, this was with the synchronized block. Pick up the earlier example where we had both the methods. Yeah. So here, one thread call synchroutils.test1. In another thread call synchroutils.test2. And tell me, what do you expect to see? Synchronized output or unsynchronized output? Will they block each other?
Synchronized.
Of course, you'll see synchronized output. Because why? Because they will block each other. Because why? Because the lock is applied at the instance level, and there is anytime a class is loaded, there is a corresponding immutable synchroutils.class, which is whose instance is created in the heap. You'll understand more of that in the reflection. So answer is right. You'll get a synchronized output. Now the next question. You understood how to test.
Yes,
now
ma'am.
if you check, do the same thing. Now in one thread call synchroutils. Let's say test1, static synchronized, call in another thread, that second thread, synchroutils.test3. Will they block each other? In short, synchronized output or unsynchronized output?
No, ma'am, static में confuse हो रहा है पूरा.
Okay, so chodo, because like I said, halfway this kind of a discussion will not help you. I have
Yeah.
written, so here you read this little bit slowly. And here is where I have told you that lock is applied on which instance and all that. So anyway, leave it aside. If it is not, you are not able to do it on your own. If I get time, I will definitely discuss or set up those test cases and share the ready code with you guys. In case I forget, keep reminding me. No issues. Okay. So right now continue with JDBC, which is a lot easier.
Yes.
The answer to that earlier question was they will not block each other because thread has to acquire the lock only for calling synchronized method. So one is static synchronized, fine, but other one was static unsynchronized, so they wouldn't. And then there are 10 different combinations I can discuss over a time. Currently, just do the today's things, all of you fast, so I can discuss some more things in JDBC. Guys, I'm talking to you in general, looking at time 5:17. Have you completed some revision in threads and have you moved to JDBC? Is anyone still working on threads? Has everyone started with JDBC? Okay, that's good. So then I can close this and I can open your JDBC thing. So let me start asking you, is there anyone who is still facing, you are doing JDBC, fine. Okay, fine. So then let me not trouble you. I'm going to discuss a fresh assignment, but only after you say everyone is ready. So I have not shared this assignment with you. I have to discuss. I can't just give it to you because it's a full case study, topic tutorial, content management system. Anyway, so the point is finish this much and we will discuss the fresh assignment when everyone is ready. Work on that. And if you are getting stuck, or if you are having any problems in solving any of the JDBC stuff, do call any of us. We are there to help you.
हेलो मैम
Yeah, tell me,
मैम
Shubham.
ते इंटर कम्युनिकेशन थ्रेड विथ वेट वाला पार्ट जो आहे ना तो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज होता है मैम एकदा थोडं
आता शुभम ऍक्च्युअली ना टू बी व्हेरी ऑनेस्ट आता फोकस ऑन जेडीबीसी.
ओके मॅम
ओके, कारण नाही तर काय होईल तुमचं जेडीबीसीची तुझी रिव्हिजनच होणार नाही आणि बाय द टाइम आय स्टार्ट डिस्कसिंग जेडीबीसी असाइनमेंट तुझं परत ते पूर्ण होणार नाही.
ठीक आहे
तर डेफिनेटली टेक दॅट अगेन. रिमाइंड मी बिफोर वी लिव्ह द सेशन. ओके, त्यावेळेला मी घेईन. कंटिन्यू आता फक्त जेडीबीसी ला कंटिन्यू कर. Result set follows cursor in Java. I did not understand your statement, Srinivas. It's not a correctly phrased statement at all. When you say statement.execute query, you get a result set. Result set has a cursor like a iterator, which is referring to the record, which is pointed to, which is positioned before the first record. Instead of doing it this way, give me a second. I'll just share my entire screen. You open the Java docs, best way. Okay, because they have given you. So here you search for statement API. Okay, so you'll find, look for statement java.sql.statement, and here you look for a method execute query. So what is execute query? Not just Srinivas, others also, anyone who is confused, join me here. So execute query method, if you are calling, what should be the SQL? Can it be select? Can it be DDL, TML, DQL? What is it? What it can be? Which type of SQL? DDL, come on. And SQL is select is a DDL query, select query, DQL it is. So if you have a select query, then only it can return you the selected rows and columns. Yes, I hope you meant DQL. So now when you execute that select star from employee or with the where clause with filters and all, what is it going to return you? The result set. So now click on result set. That was your Srinivas's question. So it tells you what it represents is it is called as the object representation of underlying database data. So select query will be fired on the database. Selected rows and columns data will be sent from database to JDBC driver. JDBC driver will take that native database data and convert it into result set object. And this result set object is returned to the caller. So now this result set object, Srini, is maintaining a cursor which points to the current record, but initially the cursor is before the first row. So we say while rst.next and read the row data. Am I clear? Is everyone clear? Whoever was listening to it? Okay. Very good. Continue. Any such case you get stuck, immediately ask for help. So I can solve the query immediately. I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you again. Can you just tell me, I've yet to look at your React contents, what all you have done. Which is the case study you have solved in React and full stack as a full stack application? Which case study? Employee based case study. All CRUD operations it is it? Employee CRUD. Okay, fine. But you have not Anyway, so okay, employee credit, fine. Take it. Thanks. Yes, Sumit, what is it you wanted to ask regarding result set? You wanted to ask me something, or is it a query among yourself? Okay, continue. In case you require any help, do let me know.
Hello, ma'am.
One more interruption from my side, guys. Sorry for that. In React, have you used class-based components or functional components? People are giving me this. Both you have done. But okay, in your project, I hope ma'am must have told you already, you should be adopting to functional style of programming, in short, functional components. Okay, so use that. Next question. Do you know about React hooks? At least use state, use effect, use params. Okay, so basic hooks you know, and you have used it also. Because I'll tell you, naturally when J2 is such a advanced Java is such a huge topic that I won't be able to take React, in the detailed manner. So I'll be sharing some ready-made React front-end code, and to that we are going to write the Spring Boot backend. That is going to happen. So anyway, you have some idea about React hooks. You have some idea about functional components. That itself is good. Yeah, please continue. I'm just trying to prepare all your training things. Continue. In case anyone is having any question, do ask.
हॅलो मॅम, स्टेटमेंट आणि प्रिपेअर स्टेटमेंट मध्ये फक्त म्हणजे स्टेटमेंट मध्ये सिंगल यूज करतो आणि प्रिपेअर स्टेट मध्ये मल्टिपल टाइम्स, एवढाच फरक आहे ना?
नाही, स्टेटमेंट आणि प्रिपेअर स्टेटमेंट मध्ये खूप फरक आहे, पण तो कन्सेप्च्युअल क्वेश्चन आहे, तर तो आय टेक इट टुमॉरो. आय टेल यू डायरेक्टली. स्टेटमेंट तू सांग मला, वेन यू क्रिएट अ स्टेटमेंट, तू त्याच्यात क्वेरी पास करतोस का करत नाहीस? डू यू पास द क्वेरी इन दॅट और यू डोंट?
नाही, ते विदाउट क्वेरी पण करू शकतो.
नाही, विदाउट क्वेरी. एक सेकंड थांब, आय जस्ट शेअर द स्क्रीन so that you'll understand what I'm talking about. Switch to J2E workspace. Just a minute. Statement versus prepared statement is a popular question. Let it just start and I'll talk to you. Yeah. So if you see our test statement, I was asking you, Shubham,
Yes.
whenever you are creating a statement object, are we passing any SQL here? No. So what does statement object represent? The query, is it an empty one or is it a populated with query?
Empty.
Right?
Yes.
So what happens is, okay, let me say this. When do you pass the query actually? At the execution time.
Yes.
Okay, So this is about your statement. So for example, if you want to fire this query, like you were saying, multiple times, suppose user wants to see the results, let's say 10 times. What has to be done 10 times? I have to, of course, execute query is fine, but I have to pass this query every time. And when you pass the query, the query is passed into tokens. Then syntax is checked. Then it is compiled and kept it in the object. So this is too time consuming. And of course, the other disadvantage is you cannot easily, it doesn't support any in parameters. Whereas what we are going to continue always using is a prepared statement. So if you see prepared statement, see the query is decided with in parameters, without in parameters, doesn't matter, right at the creation time. So tell me, prepared statement, when I ask you, is it holding the query or is it not holding the query? Empty or populated? It is holding the query. So tomorrow you'll understand, everyone will understand. Prepared statement represents pre-pass, pre-compiled statement. So now, at the time, suppose user wants to now fire this query 10 times. What is the only thing user will have to do 10 times? I mean, we have to do 10 times. Just accept the parameters, input information, set those in parameters. And do I have to pass this query every time so it gets processed every time? Of course not. It is already passed and compiled. So I just have to call execute query to get the results.
Yes.
So which is higher performant, which is faster when you want to fire the query multiple times is prepared statement.
Okay.
That is why we keep using that. Okay. So I'll of course take it in a proper manner tomorrow. Today I just wanted to finish statement and prepare statement at least. So I hurried it towards the end. Tomorrow pura revision.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Continue.
Ma'am, can you explain the ITC? Actually, I'm not getting the flow of the program.
Nilesh, not now, because like I said, I want your focus on JDBC. When you say ITC, it's the full discussion which we spent 2 hours. So how do you expect me to repeat that? I will repeat it, but after you guys have done the JDBC. So continue with JDBC is what I'm telling you. So I cannot repeat the whole thing what I said about ITC, but I can take the last one, ITC with wait notification, which is what is the true form, but later. Currently work on JDBC, please. Because otherwise that everyone would have finished the revision with JDBC and you would be still lagging behind. Understood me, Nilesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first continue with JDBC. I will finish explanation of the assignment. And then before I discuss, before I log off, 100% I will explain ITC once again to you. Currently continue with JDBC. Around 5:45, I'm going to start, guys, discussion of a basic small assignment on JDBC. And of course, you can continue with the revision even after that.
हेलो मैम।
Yeah, tell me, Shraddha.
मैम वो JDBC ड्राइवर्स का पाथ कैसे सेट करना है?
I'll show you. Wait
Yes,
a
ma'am.
second. Share the whole screen.
स्क्रीन शेयर करूँ मैम?
Screen share कर. It's okay. कर screen share. I'll show you in your case.
Okay.
I was going to show you on my screen, but it is okay. I'll show you with yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Right click on day 1.1 lecture. Just a second, Shraddha. Guys, others also are, if they are having the same problem in importing and working on it, please follow the same instructions. Yeah, let's continue, Shraddha.
Yes, ma'am.
Right click on that project, build path. Yes, configure build path. Last one, correct. So you yourself will realize, I'm not seeing, yeah.
Hello?
Now click on the third tab, libraries. Upper, source projects and libraries.
Yes, ma'am.
So now click on that, because see, my path is different than yours. So now you say edit. There's an edit button here. Edit नीचे है ना, right पे है ना, edit button. अरे edit
1
remove.
minute, ma'am. 1 minute.
हाँ.
I'm not able to see that. Yes, ma'am.
Edit button आहे बघ. तिथे तू edit path करायचा आहे तुला फक्त. Okay, आता you go to, आता तू जिथे download केला असशील ना.
हाँ.
चा data. I hope you are maintaining a J2E help separately. Web-based programming, advanced Java help, D1 help, JDBC help, JDBC drivers, and double click on MySQL connector. Open it. So now that error is gone. So only there was a path for problem. Apply, or you can say directly apply and close. Correct. Okay, so now that error is gone. Try running it. Have you changed username is root and your password is correct? Whatever you have written?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So, and you have the database created, DAC22 केला is create?
Yes, ma'am.
Run it.
Okay.
Test statement run करून बघ, चालतंय का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is working.
Now it's working. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
मॅम हे प्रत्येक प्रोजेक्टला करायचं ना सेपरेट?
तू माझा प्रोजेक्ट दरवेळेला you are not going to this thing import, right? If you need to import my project, then you'll have to modify it. Otherwise, when you are creating your own project, you won't require. This is only for today, tomorrow. When I start on web programming, maybe second half of tomorrow or sometime, you will have to do it just once. Okay?
Okay.
So guys, can I have your attention? In the sense, have you looked at some JDBC code on your own? Have you revised the JDBC part? That is why I was asking Nilesh or whoever were working on threads to go through. Because now I'm going to discuss something, unless until you work little bit on your own, you won't get the confidence. So I'm sharing with you something. I'll add it as a day 1 lab data later. So currently just take it as it is. I forgot the path. I've copied it in Java 1 help, Java EE help, D1 help. Okay. Java EE help, D1 help. Yeah. So just download this case study.zip. And what else you'll require? The topics tutorial package I've already given. Yes. And I'm also sending you the modified instructions. Is in this file. Okay, so download that case study zip. That's why I was asking you which case studies you have done earlier. And here, also you download this. Okay, I've shown you. I've sent you the updated lab instructions. You tell me whenever you have done it. Both the things, case study.zip and lab instructions and assignments text. Okay, so now open that case study zip. You will get this. And when I actually start you on web programming, this is that content management topic tutorial is just the name, but the actual project we are solving is content management system. So open that. The title of this case study is content management system. So are you going to, currently you don't have any idea about your servlets and all that. That will start in a day's time, but understand the flow. Has everyone opened it? I hope nobody is working on anything parallel, because otherwise, again, you'll miss out on some instructions. So you are not going to understand too many things, but at least the flow will be clear. So everything starts with a login. So later we are going to have admin login, user login and all that. So currently, let us imagine that, okay, what we are developing is a content management system online, of course, web application. That web application part later. So user, the one who wants to read the tutorials, you have so many tutorial sites, right? DZone and all that, or Geeks, for example. So you have got so many. So similar site we are building. So this is your user login, email and password login. So here, you won't understand all of this. So ignore that. You will understand it over time. So if the user logs in correctly, where will you store the user credentials? In collection, in data file, or in database? Where do you think? Of course, in database. Now onwards, everything in database. So you will be having the validation logic. Sorry. Authentication logic. In case user login fails, we'll give him a retrialing and take him back to the form. But in case user login succeeds, you will show him that these are the topics under which we have got published tutorials. Okay. So for example, servlets, JSP, JPA, Spring Framework, etc. Then a reader, the user, customer basically, will choose a topic. You will have radio buttons and all that. Now, suppose user chooses Spring Framework, just an example. Then you will take him to the next page. This is not your SPA. This is not your React single page application. You will be building dynamic web pages over time, different servlets, different web pages. All this I'll cover later. This is just for explanation. And now under the topic, you might be having so many tutorials, right? For example, Spring Framework, Spring Core, Spring MVC, Spring Boot. You're going to learn all of this, but second half, next week. So then you have to show the tutorials ranked under the chosen topic, sorted in the descending order of visits. Tutorial has visits. So Spring Core, suppose, is visited most often, then Spring MVC, then Spring Boot, whatever. Okay. Now user says, I want to read today Spring MVC. So then you will take the user to the tutorials details page, where the tutorial topic, the title of the tutorial, the author, when it was published, what are the visits, and the tutorials, or you can have a logout button, okay, link I mean here, and here you'll say hello username. That is, you'll be remembering the client from login to logout, all session, everything we'll discuss, and then you will give a link to visit again. So, and of course, I mean, this is under the admin part, so forget about admin. So tell me, is the login to logout flow, the data flow, clear or not clear? It's not a hard thing to understand. You know, in your projects and all, you will have more complex flows than this. So this is your basic data flow. Let me check. Everyone is clear with that? Okay, it's a, like, this is what you observe any day. So have I started you on web programming today? I cannot. So it is only the database part, and that too very basic things I'm going to ask you to keep it ready. Okay, so this was the introduction of the case study, which we will do throughout this week. Okay, over time. Now the other ones, I mean, anytime you get bored with one case study, I've got tons of case studies. I can share anything, and you say, okay, I want additional work, I can always offer. Now guys, open that updated updated assignment. So this is that fresh assignment which I'm discussing now. So we have referred to this topic tutorials diagram, which is your CMS, content management system. And now to make your work easier, I'm giving you a ready-made DDLs and DMLs. So I've given you the whole path. Day 1 data, day 1 help. You read this part, you have that file, and open the DDL. I mean, open the SQL. So day 1 help me, JDBC help, SQL, and you'll see there is a bookshop. There is a lot of these things. So currently open topics tutorials. Everyone found it? Topics tutorials, this, great. Now, as you could see from the, I don't know, I forgot to ask you actually. I should have asked you. Which tables will you require? Of course, you'll require users table. Otherwise, where will you store the user details? Naturally, right? Users table. And which other tables are you going to require? Of course, you are going to require topics table and a tutorial table. Okay. So, will there be any relationship between topics and tutorials? Or are they standalone tables? Is there going to be any relationship between topics and tutorials? You have the whole table. Of course, yes. Which one? Don't just say yes. Tell me which one. So it reduces my effort. You know, types of relationships, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. So tell me, which one? Not a difficult question at all. Yes, one-to-many. Which side to which side? Can one tutorial have multiple topics? Ideally, yes. But here, look at my table structure and tell me which is the one side and which is the many side, guys. Which is one side? Topic is one side, and one topic I can have multiple tutorials. That is how I've written the whole flow. So I think understanding table, I just added certain users. I've created certain topics. Everyone knows default keywords, so I auto incremented and all that. And slightly interesting table is tutorials. So tutorials has rest of the things. And this is your foreign key constraint. So multiple tutorials can be referring to the same topic ID. Everyone understands that all the tables, I mean, tutorials table is clear. So the foreign key is in the tutorials table, which references the primary key of the topic ID there. And then I have given some data here, and again some queries and all later. You can use join queries, you can use subquery, whatever. Is everyone clear with the three tables? Users, topics, and tutorials. Okay, so this part, like I'm saying, because this is not a DBT session, I'm giving directly. So today, for solving today's assignment, all you are going to require is the users table. Just let me see, otherwise I'll be saying wrongly things. No. You will require users and topics, both the tables. So I've given all the instructions in writing. So here, copy copy the DDL and DML for today. You don't require tutorials table, at least for users and topics. So do it with me so that you'll not make you'll not make mistakes. Here, see, this is a comment. So don't please copy the comment. So do it smartly. Just copy the DDL. I hope you are in that same database. Use that 22 and paste it. So your table got created. You can do it with your MySQL workbench anywhere. I've just given you some sample data as always to make your startup easy. And as you can see, you will have two roles, admin and customer. Currently, we are solving it under the customer role. Paste it, please. And just see whether you got some users there. Select star from users. And you can see, yeah, I got this. And if you say describe users, you have whatever, ID, name, email, unique constraint and all that. And the role, which is, of course, a customer or admin. Done so far? Copied users table? Okay. Now copy the topics table. Tutorials you'll require tomorrow. So your choice, I'll say just do the things which you'll require. So topics is an easy one. It does not have any foreign key and all that. So just copy the topics table also. Later you are going to require, of course, the tutorials. Just say okay. So you got this. This is all mixed up because of the way I had created it earlier. You can always say order by ID and you'll see the statement output. Done? So topics and users are two tables you're going to require today. Okay. There is the subquery part and all, or join query part. I'll give you the requirement tomorrow. So today you just settle. So everyone has copied, I hope, the DDLs and DMLs for users and topics. Okay. So now read the first one. Out of these three, only the first one is compulsory. If you can solve all three, great. But I'm saying which is the mandatory from my side is the first one. So just go through it and I will discuss. I'll talk to you. Finish reading? You read the thing? Okay. So now tell me, this is where is your users data? Everyone knows in the database. So here is the suggestion. Create, sorry. Create a brand new project, day 1 lab. This is your advanced Java day 1 lab. The moment I say you are going to write a JDBC application, what is the first thing you will add? What will be the first step? I'm just taking the revision. While creating the project, don't say path. Okay, let's be proper. Add JDBC jar in the runtime class path. Exactly. So, you know, at the time of creating the project itself, you can say library and add external jar. Everyone can manage it. Everyone understood? No confusion, no feeling lost and all that. Great. So once you have done that, since today is your first day, write dbutils. You can take the reference of what we had done and ensure give me a method such as get connection, open connection, which is even if it called 100 times, it will return you the singleton connection instance. Can everyone manage that? We have written it together in the first half. So as much as possible, resist copying, because once you copy, you stop your mind. Okay. So I told you, that will give you the idea about applying the singleton pattern also. So you know how to do that. So create dbutils. Today I'm saying, please write it on your own. Tomorrow onwards, I'm going to ask you to copy. And the same dbutils you'll be using till I change the technology from JDBC to Hibernate. In short, whole week. Okay, next one. Now Now you have a choice to make. So let me ask you, how are you going to solve this requirement? In short, let me say this. Which query? It is database. You have to think in SQL. Which query will you require? DDL, DML, DQL, whatever. Tell me quickly for solving this login. You must have done this elsewhere also. I don't know. Select query, DQL, right? So can you tell me? So what will be the query? You will be working on which table? You will be working on users table. So select start from users. Yes. Will there be a where clause? Okay. Will there be any in parameters required? Yes. How many? Yes. The moment I say in parameters, which is a better option? Statement or prepared statement? Of course, prepared statement. Okay. So I'm just helping you with the choices. So you will have prepared statements. How many question marks representing in parameters? 2. Got me? Okay. So I think I got the answer from somebody. Select start from users where email equal to pass. Yes, absolutely correct, Sumit. Okay. So we have got a basic idea. So now start writing the tester. You can create simple testers. Even if anyone decides, I'm not asking you to create one big application which has switch casing, case 1 login, case 2 change password, case 3. Don't bother. This is only for today, tomorrow. Finally, we are going to integrate it in a web application. So keep the tester easy. In short, let's simple English. I'm happy with first tester as test user login. I'm discussing the whole code. So everyone will be able to finish it. Okay. Is there a lag? Okay, no. So Abhijit, problem at your end. Now, this. So now you have written the DB utils. Now you are writing a tester. Which is the main package you're going to import? Java.sql or com.mysql specific one? Java.sql. Will you use any import static to call that utils class ka method? 100%. So all that things I think you can manage. So let me not micromanage you. Let me just give you the steps. So now you have opened try with resources, catch all and all. And which all resources would you like to open? So first is scanner, because you're going to take the email and password from user. So scanner, I know. Tell me the next one. Which one will be the next resource? Connection, of course. So you don't have to write any driver manager.get connection. Simply call that open connection. Very right. After connection, prepared statement. Very good going, guys. So I'll say the left hand side. Prepared statement PST1 is equal to, what will be the RHS? Which is the method? You get the prepared statement from which interface? Connection. So cn.prepare statement, exactly. And in goes the query, which Sumit, I guess, had already given us. Select start from users where email equal to question mark and password equal to question mark. Are we 100% clear so far? Everyone can visualize the code. I want everyone to try this out. Okay, so next. So maybe ITC, somebody was asking me, I forgot, Leelesh, I guess. So if it is getting late, I can explain, I can revise that ITC part tomorrow morning when you're fresher. No worries. Okay, so you got a prepared statement. Now tell me, will you open the result set in the same try with resources or not? You cannot, because you have to accept the inputs. So you come inside the body of the try. And what are the inputs you're going to take from user? I've made it clear, quite clear, email and password. So prompt user, email and password. Later I showed you the case study, you will have a proper login form. Okay, so now enter that. After that, what is the next step? Suppose user has given an email and password, great. After that, what will you do? Will you directly execute the query? No, absolutely correct. You will have to set the in parameters. Set int is wrong, Gaurav. Email and password, both are strings. So both will be pst.setString. First argument is a parameter position, question mark position 1, comma, email. And what will be the next one? Tell me the next line. Yes, 2, comma, password. Everyone can understand? Okay, so you have set the in parameters. Now, are you ready to execute the query? Of course, yes. So which execution method will you use? Execute query, execute update, or only execute? Execute query. What is the return type of a execute query? Result set. Is result set auto closable? Yes. So can you open a try with resources inside? Can you have a nested try with resources? Of course, yes. So I'll say the left hand side. Result set RS or result set RST is equal to RHS, please. PST.execute query. Absolutely correct. Will you pass the SQL query here, or have you already passed it earlier? You already passed it earlier. The prepared statement represents pre-parsed, pre-compiled query. You have done it already. Okay. Now think and answer. There are two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? User gives you correct credentials or user messes up. Right. So if user gives you, okay, forget what I said. I'll just ask you. So after you have got a result set, what will be the next method you will call? Now you are in that inner try with resources. What will you call? You got your result set. So what is the method you will call? Okay. So, okay, now I have a question. Will you say while rst.next or will you say if rst.next? While karoge ya if karoge? Guys, this is where the smartness, not smartness, this is where the thinking shows. If is a better answer, correct answer, because how many records, if the user validates with a correct email and password, maximum how many records are going to be there? 1. So is there any requirement to loop it, or just if will suffice? If will suffice. So, think on that line. If you say while, of course you are going to get the same output, unnecessary. So you can say if rst.next, that means there is a record which has email and password. And now everyone knows how to read the data from the result set. For example, customer ID, user ID I want to read. Tell me the method. Which will be the method of result set? RST dot. No. Guys, type is int. So what will be the method? Get int. Get type is the generic version I gave you. You have to replace that type by the JDBC type. Okay. So ID you will read it as RST dot get int 1. Why I'm saying get int 1? Why it is a database order? Because we have said select star. Tomorrow I'll show you. Give me projection. Projection means what? Suppose only ID, name, and registration amount, etc. will speak differently. Today, select star. Okay, go faster. How will you get this name? Give me the method, please. RST dot get string 2. Very right. Don't use email and password. Email and password user has already given, so you can take them directly. How will you see what is the registration amount user has paid for this? RST dot get double. Yes, correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And likewise get date and get row. You got that? So this is how you can get the data and you can read the problem statement. I want the user details in case of successful login. So give me a message. Okay. User login successful. And these are your current details. Okay. Or in case of an invalid login, what will rst.next method return? True or false? If there is an incorrect credential, false. So give me the invalid login message and that's it. And when I say that's it, of course, try with resources will close result set, and that outer try with resources will close your prepared statement, connection and everything. So I'll stay quiet for a minute. Tell me openly, frankly. Does everyone feel confident to solve this? Everyone can manage? Okay. So this is compulsory. Change password, I'm not making it compulsory. You can tell me. Because there is a small change. When you say change password, which type of a SQL you would like to use? I got the answer from Rohit already, DML. So the only changes, guys, you'll have to do a little bit of self-learning, reading. That's why I'm making it optional. Instead of execute query, which is the method you'll use for this update query is execute update. Okay, so I have written everything in that README, JDBC, everything is there. If you want, you can do that. But this one, if I want to find out all the available topics, easiest. So this is again a select query. So if you don't want to try out on your own, you can skip this and get me all the available topics. How? Prepared statement, another prepared statement. What query? Select start from topics and do the needful. Do you think you can manage the first one and the third one at least? Honestly, you can manage if you take little efforts, little bit of reading, you can manage the second one also, but that I'm not forcing you. So is everyone promising me 100% of you completion of first and third? Do you think you can manage? Okay, so definitely give it a try. I'm not even asking you to put it in one tester. I'm okay. Test user login, test all available topics, write it as separate test cases, no issues, and get me the solution. So this is where I'm stopping here. No, Rohit, you did not hear me. I said you don't have to use switch case. Write separate testers. First will be test user login. Next will be, if you say change password, change password. I don't even want you to waste time. Okay, so I'm keeping that option open to you. If you want to put it in one, give me switch casing, which I'm not insisting. You can give me 3 different test cases. I will accept that. Second one is anyway optional. So is that all right, guys? I'm planning to log off. So what I'll do is I'll combine all this data as a day 1 lab data and upload it on now web programming, advanced Java, Google Drive. And I remember, Nilesh, your request. So I will definitely revise the ITC flow with web notification tomorrow, the first thing in the morning. Is that all fine? So you will get the time to solve this and solve errors. That will be all. Is there any question before I leave? Okay, so people are saying thank you already. Okay, so that will be all. See you tomorrow. We'll revise all the JDBC and ITC part, whatever you have not understood, and then only continue to something awesome, which is your layers in database programming, POJOs and DAO layers and all that. One more question before I log off. Has ma'am discussed? Okay, forget. Do you know about a DAO layer, data access object layer? Have you heard about it? DAL, data access layer in the backend, Express and all that? You've not done the layering. Okay, fine. No problem. We'll do the layering tomorrow. So that will be all. Try to complete as much as you possible without any pressure. Focus on revision first. And tomorrow you can complete whatever is incomplete. See you around.